All course records will count. Jeev Milka working it in and working it down the slope at the 10th.
This is Kamti. He was second in the Kenya Open last year on the 11th, as you can see. 324 yards, not the longest course as we've mentioned, but there are some tough stretches. Oh, that is definitely not where he wanted to find his ball.
No, he does that sometimes. He climbs over it when he tries to hit the ball a little bit harder. 303 yards to reach the front edge there at the par 4 11th.
Aguilar for birdie. He seems to be getting his game together a little bit more now. He started very timorously. Well, this is good. This is good. Now, that is the sort of putt that can change around and just lift his mood.
Well, he's starting to reach the hole now, quite literally, with his putter, and that's more like it in the last round. You have to take your chance when it comes.
She's reaching for the milk. Now then, a birdie for Singh would come in handy as well. And he will have heard the roar.
From milk to Milka. One easy slurp. Slipping by there, though, for Jeev. Makes his par at the 10th, stays at 17 under.
You condensed that very nicely.
Thank you. Bermuda grass, always a tough thing to judge. And this is at the 11th, par 4 hole. As you said, John, just over 300 yards. Misawat taking no chances.
He's got such power in those forearms of his. A little flick almost, isn't it? Now Liang. Very much more slender man, but it just goes to show again. Shaves by that. Size and shape almost doesn't matter at this game. It's all about timing.
What would Liang give for his back nine of day 3? 29 shots he took that day.
This is the New Zealander Brown. Nicely done. He seems a very calm player to me. Nothing seems to get to him.
Yes, experienced. On and off the tour of the years. He once worked as a junior development officer at Wellington Golf Association a few years back at Randawa. Jyoti having a great last day. 68, 70, 66 so far. If he can knock that one in, it'll be a 62.
Misawat. Just to get to 18 under. I think at the start of the week we were sort of predicting 20, 22 under par. So nobody's quite managed to keep it going that well. When Misawat's compatriot Tawan Wirachant took this title in 2005, he had 3 rounds of 63. The only man ever to do that.
Now your expression up north, John. Trouble at Mill. Trouble at the 11th for James Kamti. And that was a bogey putt, bravely holed. Drop shot there. It's a minor disaster, really. Back to 15 under. Time to regroup.
This is for birdie. A brown birdie on the green. Lovely. 16 under for the New Zealander. And 5th of the day for him.
What a great last day for Jyoti Randawa. Tied 45th at halfway at 2 under. And now he's inside the top 10 quite easily with that cracking 62. He's a crack shot with the rifle, actually. Jyoti.
Yes, well, I think his father's in the service, or was in the services. Now then, Aguilar. He's won over 30 times in Chile. 2 wins on the Challenge Tour last year. So he knows how to get onto the rostrum. Oh, no, has he been lucky or unlucky there?
Oh, I'd say unlucky. I mean, he got the carry. One skip he needed forward, and that was an eagle putt. A good chance to have a look at this action jump. Deliberate. Laid off at the top. All of his own, this one. The club head takes a very interesting journey doing that swing, I can tell you. Talking to it, asking it to stop, that's why. Great shot, though.
And that's all that matters, Kim, isn't it? You wouldn't necessarily recommend the swing to anybody else, but it works for him. Jeev Milka Singh, son of a famous father, an Olympic runner. And he's running towards the title here alongside Prom Misawat, Felipe Aguilar. So a trio tied at the top of the table.
So the stage at the moment is the 11th. One of the main players, Aguilar, second shot, par 4. Oh, almost in for an eagle. Yeah, playing much more positively now. Making a real game of it on this back nine.
Looks like he'll pick up his regular birdie there, though, as we move on to Camte to see if he can find a birdie. Most of the others are doing. But this is, what, 20, 25 feet? It's going to be short. A bit more tentative, and sometimes players coming towards the end of a round do just succumb to those sort of feelings.
Yes, you can just see the frustration there in his expression. Slow and straight, this one from Steve Milker Singh at 11. Oh, it's got a chance. Oh, it has now 19 under par. The cream rising, John.
Well, your money might be on him. A man who can pick up 2 eagles in one day. Go, Chief, go.
Back to the relative quiet of the 12th hole. Mark Brown for par. Manfully hold. Great up and down there at the par 3. So Mark Brown staying in this at 16 under. 3 behind now, Singh.
I wonder if the heart is pounding for Aguilar, even over a putt of this distance. No problem. 3 in a row for him. Well, it took him a long time to find the first birdie of the day. We've just found one, a rather big one as well.
Looking for his lunch. Now the players coming to the toughest stretch on the golf course here at the cengkareng course. The 12th, 13th and 14th stroke index, if you will, is 3, 5 and 1. Tells its own story. 243 yard par 3, the 12th.
And the crowds here, always observing the etiquette of the game. There was not a murmur around the tee there.
Tell you what, John, that's a punishing pin position. That really is at this very long par 3 hole. Wicked. Aguilar out with the hybrid. Arched back finish. He broke a bone in his back, actually, in 2004. Come back well after that. That's a good shot, pin high.
Yes, that must be the most damaging of injuries for a golfer, mustn't it? So he doesn't seem to hold back on anything.
This is a look at Chris Rogers, a man from Royal Mid Surrey, in the leafy southern part of England, but he's a long way from home. He lives in Singapore these days, Asian Tour regular. Very snappy dresser too.
Yes, and the other Englishman who's made an impact this week was Phil Golding, 45 now, a former Middlesex cricketer as well at one stage. He's been playing well most of the week, just off the leaderboard. Misawat, of course, is very much on it, and he's also just on the green there.
Chris Rogers, by the way, finishing with a 64. Nice week for him. 13 under par.
Too early for Singh to think about winning, but he has done that all around, I won't say the globe, but certainly around Asia. Philippines, Korea, Japan, Thailand, Malaysia, India. Can he add Indonesia to that list? Well, exemplary. Super touch.
Yeah, he's missed a green there. He hasn't missed many this week. Averaging 14 greens in regulation all week. This is a rare birdie chance at 12.
But he's got the feeling back, Kim, hasn't he?
Yeah.
3 in a row. Not quite.
Doesn't get too aggressive though. These grainy greens I mentioned, even on the short putts, they're hard to read. And here's one of them.
Very smooth. I don't think he'll be nervous.
Well, he hasn't been playing too well of late, Steve Milker, so hasn't been in this position for a while. This one for Misawat at 13. very slightly from left to right. Oh, he looked for a lot there, didn't he? In cricketing terms, a bit of a wide, that one.
Doesn't look much, but at this stage of the competition, it's just a little longer to the eye. Aguilar, hunched over this. Yep, makes it okay. So his nerve is holding. It's very tight at the top though. Jyoti Randhawa set the target with that magnificent round of 62, but with 6 holes to play, the 5 names above him are surely the only contenders now to take the title here in Indonesia. Welcome back to the Cengkareng Golf Club here in Indonesia, in the capital, in Jakarta. Some of the scores going through for you there. As you can see, just about everybody below par for the week. Scoring's been terrific, and it continues to be so on this last day. That was Aguilar's second at the 13th.
Up ahead at the 14th, a huge drive from James Campty at this tough hole. 477 yards, big swinging birdie putt. No. Yes. 16 under. Go, James, go.
Well, the last 2 winners of this particular title have come from Europe. Simon Dyson in 2006, Mikko Ilinen of Finland a year later. There must be a chance of an Asian winner, even though Jeev Milka just didn't quite make that one.
And what about the Dolphin? At the 14th, swimmingly going along. Up to 17 under.
Can the man from Chile hold on? Birdie chance at 13, but that's one of the weaker putts we've seen from him this week. He'll be cross with himself for that. But he won't be too cross when he looks at the leaderboard. He is a shot adrift of Jeev Milka Singh right now, but with 5 holes to play, it's still anybody's tournament. Randhawa in the clubhouse with that 62.
Back on the course. Jeev Milka, club shaft pointing miles left at the top of the backswing, but he gets it into position almost every time through impact. Second shot to 14. Jeev looking forward to his second visit to Augusta in a few weeks' time. He was the first Indian player to play in the Masters, of course.
It's a long way from Chandigarh.
It is.
It's a long way from Santiago to here as well. Aguilar. Second shot. And a very good shot too. That's all you asked for here, and he's got a dead straight putt there.
This is one of the new breed of Korean golfers, just 21 years of age. by Sang Moon. 71, 68, 63 so far this week. And at the last, closes out a 65. And Sang Moon, 13 under par, has won in native Korea. Look out for him in the future.
Well, it's a country that produces many a good golfer. Aguilar for Chile, Aguilar for himself as well. And it's looking pretty good. Well, it's almost stone dead. Certainly a gimme.
One hole ahead. One shot behind Aguilar. Misawat. Another birdie chance. Must keep going. Never really threatened. Man from Hua Hin, as is his hero, Triad Mark Sang.
I think the golfers will be very grateful for the fact it's not been too steamy this week, nor have we had those storms that were forecast. Well, wherever you go in the world, there's some person has to shout, "Get in the hole." I don't know why they do that.